Yes, sir.
Hey, we live, man. Episode 13, man.
In the books, bro. Yes, sir. Let's get it in, bro. Woo, got a lot to talk about, bro.
We do, man. Hey, 13 was my college football number, bro.
Sweet.
But it was the end of a campaign, though.
Gotcha.
Kind of sad about that.
Understood.
Yeah, 13 at UK, bro. I never won 13 in my life, though. All my numbers got to equal up to 5.
Gotcha.
Or 1, in a sense. So
Okay.
I had 10. 1 plus 0 is 1.
Gotcha.
I was 14. 1 plus 4 is 5.
Gotcha.
I was 5 little league.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So
it's a sort of correlation.
It got to equel to 5 or 1. Like,
Gotcha.
them my numbers, man.
Indeed.
Episode 13, man, a lot to talk about.
Indeed.
We just released episode 12. It was kind of late, but it's on there now live for y'all to view. We also created the Instagram page, Blackboard_podcast. Go ahead and like, share, follow,
follow, please.
Do everything that y'all need to do, man. But let's get into it, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
At our home base, man.
Yeah, man.
It sucks.
Yeah, man. So from what we're hearing, Teddy Bridgewater, the head coach, recently got suspended for allegations of some sort of violation related to donations or his monetary commitment to the program. There's a lot that we don't know, and there's some things that we do know. There's a lot of old heads that are involved that we're not necessarily privy to, but as we talked about before we started recording, one of the things that separates Teddy from the traditional coaches is you're dealing with a millionaire.
Yeah.
You're dealing with a man with options. You're dealing with a man that can hire counsel. Can call, could say, hey, let me have my attorney look into this. That separates the men from the boys. That's quick. So I just think it's a different level, and there's a lot that we don't that I still that's going to be newly developed. And in my opinion, I think he'll be just fine, bro. I think this is something that, as you said, what's the term you used earlier? A pariah or something like that? A martyr. A martyr. Yeah, yes. And I think because of what he's displayed before he became a coach, whether it's the
community involvement.
Community involvement is the biggest one. As far as this is a man that's given his time. As we said before, my reservations for wanting to get back in coaching is the time, the commitment, the time away from what your responsibilities are. This man has chosen to retire from NFL football when you're getting paid millions of dollars to give his time, dedication, efforts, and expertise to a football program that, yes, he's restoring tradition, but it's a lot of hours and things that we don't know of that he sacrifices. That's the biggest term. Yeah. So I just think it's a disservice to anybody that's in the position of management or administration to give that man a hard time in any capacity, bro. Yeah. Honestly.
No, it's tough, man. And from what I looked at from the allegations, most of it they said was okay. It was the Uber.
Gotcha.
Right.
Okay.
Which I don't know how that's a violation, right? Because there's no zonings no more when it comes to schooling.
Right.
Like when we played, right? If you live by Central, you had to go to Central.
Exactly.
Right? And you couldn't bus somebody to and from locations. But like just looking at how FHSAA is still, I don't know, they must be in like the 1940s with their rules.
Real quick, I will interject. Similar to the NCAA. I think that their role has diminished through the years. And now they're still trying to find reasons to be relevant. You follow me?
But
yeah.
Come on. Because if you think about nowadays, high schoolers are getting paid through some form. College players are getting paid. Really make an impact on their family, right?
Oh, for sure.
Back then, we played, we had to reach through the fence.
Handshake.
You know what I'm saying? to get from having a good game,
for sure. Yeah.
Versus now, everything could be spoken for itself on the field.
Most definitely.
And they trying to stay positive, do what they got to do, and y'all still trying to find a way to shift dynamics.
Most definitely. It's an old oligarchy, man. Those old heads, probably majority of senior status, men. I wouldn't necessarily highlight ethnicity, but I just think it's just old timers that are trying to hold on to those old guardrails and red tape on how things need to be done. Once there's an influx of cash, i.e. NIL, that wipes away everything. Any traditional way of doing things is no longer. This is a new day and time.
It is.
That's just what it is, man.
So I don't know the exact number, and I'm actually looking this up. How many states actually pay their high school?
I don't know offhand, but I know some of the, if I was to just highlight a few, I know you got Texas, you got California, you have Florida. Georgia might have started.
What you mean Florida? Like Northern Florida?
Well, Florida, far as playing their players. Ain't they?
No, paying the coaches.
Oh, paying the coaches?
Yeah. Like salaries. Like if you think about, as you mentioned, Texas.
Right.
Them coaches getting
they're on a different level.
Right. So what I'm saying is if we think about from player expenses to coaches and expenses, as you mentioned, time being one of the most relevant things. You can't get time back.
At all.
But you're paying me a stipend to coach.
That ain't gonna work.
It doesn't work.
And I think Florida's probably one of the only ones, because I know for a fact you got coaches over in Texas that are making $100,000 plus.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, when you couple that with whatever endorsement deals, you know what I mean, they may not even be touching their salaries. Similar to players that are on a professional level. A lot of them only spend their endorsement money because they're making so much money. You know, they're not even touching their salaries because they got so much endorsement money coming in.
Now, most coaches have to be a part of the school system.
Right.
In Florida.
Right.
I don't know about like other states.
Right.
In Teddy's situation, I think you mentioned he's
from what's reported, he's not on contract. He's a volunteer coach. And if you're a volunteer coach, last time I checked, you can't fire a volunteer. He's volunteering his time.
Right.
Now, of course, there's some gray area in there that he's exploiting, in my opinion. If you're taking a leadership position, but it's not contractual, that there's some issues with that, of course. You know what I mean? But as I said, if you got the bread and you can get the attorneys on file, it's nothing to get things signed or put things in order. So that's my thoughts on it, man.
So okay, speaking on that, from all articles or not even articles, posts that I've seen, there seems to be some type of disagreement between what the AD is doing for the school versus what the coaches are doing versus what parents should be doing versus alumni.
Indeed.
It's all over the place.
Yeah.
Right. Sure. Like I can think back to our days. I think what was her name? She used to make the cakes.
Miss Williams. I think it was Williams. Yeah, Miss Williams with the glasses.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Right. So, that was certain ways she would help support the football team.
For sure.
Buy the cakes.
Right.
Lemon cakes was amazing.
Oh yeah.
But so now if you think about donations,
right.
We have one of the biggest classes, alumni classes throughout, South Florida, I think.
Indeed.
Right. So from what was the first class? I forget.
Probably in the 80s.
80s.
Yeah, I think in the 80s, 70s. But it was a different school back then.
It was. But so okay, regardless. So say we even counting from the 80s on.
Gotcha.
100 people in each class donate what? $20, $100, whatever.
Right.
That can be enough.
Oh, for sure.
For the year.
Yeah.
And that has to be something continuous, right?
Indeed.
And that'll help a lot of these situations be alleviated from
I agree.
Somebody now having to come out of their pocket. Like from when I saw his itemized
crazy work.
It's almost like $70K.
What do you say? Ooh.
Yeah.
Jesus. That's some people. But think about that. That's some people's salary.
Exactly.
Yeah, come on.
Exactly.
Man.
Right.
On,
but
man.
So now if we transition, we talk about these private schools throughout South Florida, where the students have to pay to go to these schools.
Gotcha.
Right. They got their own stadium, state-of-the-art stadiums at that, nice weight rooms, and public schools is just a little different.
A lot different.
Got to transition. But so let's get back to how do we hold the parents accountable first? What's the parents' job?
Well, my initial thoughts, especially reflecting on when I was a coach, when you talk about inner city schools, the number one thing that comes to mind is the lack of funding, because you got let's just say if we was to come up with a median, when you talk about their salaries as parents, if you got your traditional educated parents or you got your vocational parents, you got your unemployed parents, I would venture to say, let's just say the median is $40,000. So if you're making $40,000 and the average cost of living is $2,000 for a one-bedroom apartment, you're going to get minimum when it comes down to donations from these parents.
Right.
So you may have the passion and the drive and the support, but when it comes down to monetary support, that's what separates. Similar to churches. Right. You may have churches where it's thousands of members, but only a small percentage are actually in position to participate in funding from monetary standpoint. So because of the area and its inner city and comparing with my situation with my mom, everything was government assistance. Give you what? I could give you some food stamps. That ain't gonna help. But it's not this. They don't have the means to be consistent donors, if you will. That's just kind of where I'm at with
it. That's true. And now if you think about the dynamic of the area, the beans is gone.
Gone.
Right.
Gone. The traditional beans. Now they rebuilding.
Right. But if you think about like most of the students came from there. It wasn't no busing, no
at all.
Ubering.
Walking across the street.
Exactly. Right. So now everybody has shifted, staying in these different areas, still at this low income.
Yeah.
Right. So the dynamic has shifted. And that's why I say with FHSAA, I don't know if they recognize these dynamics that's happening within the market.
I doubt it.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. No, I don't.
It's tough on the parents.
Yeah.
Very, very tough. It's very tough. So now we already spoke on a little bit about alumni being able to donate based on classes to help fund different parts of the school.
Right.
AD.
Right. As far as his role in donations or just in general?
His role as the overseer of sports. I mean, if you think about, we come from a tradition of winning.
For sure.
Even if you think about the track team, right? They won like 15 in a row.
Indeed.
And every year they had to ask for donations to get a ring. Wow. Right?
Jesus, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Wow. Look at it. It's all on every year on Facebook. I'm looking at these posts. I'm like,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Carmen Jackson, shout out to coach.
But yeah, as an AD, like I don't know much about the role, but when I think about your stronghold on a program.
Right.
And I think about our moments at the West.
Right.
Coach Kilroy.
Shout out to him.
You know what I'm saying? Like, tied to the community, tied to the coaches, tied to the parent, tied to the teachers. Right?
Yeah.
This new guy, I don't know him.
We don't know nothing about it. But guess what? That's his fault.
It is.
Because if just my initial thoughts, and again, speaking from a surface level, because like you said, we don't know the intricacies of that position. If you're the AD, first of all, how long you been in this position? What was the handoff? Mm-hmm. Do you understand the tradition? Mm-hmm. Do you truly understand your role? Do you understand the community involvement? Do you understand the public relations side of that position? Or is this just a job? Because Miami Northwestern is just not no regular high school. Mm-hmm. You talk about from the 70s, or what they say when Miami Northwestern was on 10th Avenue compared to 71st Street, two different schools. Mm-hmm. But the tradition is the same. You got passionate alumni. Now, granted, are there issues related to funding? Of course. And I think a lot of it, as you said, there's not defined roles. Or here's the link to make your donation. Think about it. Let's just say if we had a president, if Corey and Blank was to say, hey, let's put together a Zelle. This is the Zelle. Send the bread. It sent $10 bi-weekly, leading up into football season, leading up into basketball season. I actually
wrote them through Messenger about this, about the class. But
there you have it. But there needs to be a streamlined process, because what we do know is if you are a donor, you want that process to be easy. Here's the link. This is how you get it done, as opposed to think there being confusion or just a bunch of emotional posts or rants, which is basically where we at now, as far as, because to hear that the track was killing like that. Well, of course we knew they were. I wasn't aware that there was constant donation or donor issues. Mm-hmm. Now everybody plays a role in that, but you would think somebody would have spearheaded that process and said, "We know these girls going to state. Let's start early.
Yeah,
let's put it out there early." And the AD plays a part in that. So, in my opinion, to conclude, in my short understanding of whoever this person is, I don't even know the guy's name. I just think he's lacked the ability to understand the PR aspect of that job. Whether you're disciplining a coach, whether you're promoting a coach, whether you're promoting a division or whatever the program may be, you play a large role in that process. To include, last point I'll make is when you got your Soul Bowls or some of your most notable trash pile games, when it's halftime, go speak to the crowd. Introduce yourself. Yeah. Let us know how long you've been there and what your intent is. Just give us a blooper. Give us a PowerPoint. That matters. So when we lead that program, we lead that game, we say, That's the AD. We know his name.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Yeah. I just looked him up. His name, Mr. Williams. I don't know his first name.
Okay, there you have
it. But you know, and at one point, man, I heard them mentioning he's stealing money, which is crazy.
Oh yeah. Yeah. But I'm be honest. That's the black response.
Exactly. And here's why I'm leaning to that, right? So if you're talking about now having each class make donations to a certain link,
right?
It has to be somebody over that account.
Oh, for sure, treasurer. Oh yeah.
Beyond the treasurer, they got to have their own finances in order too.
Indeed.
It can't just be nobody who think I'm gonna handle the pot.
Right. Exactly.
We done been through that already.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Right. So it has to be somebody
trustworthy.
Yes.
Right. They got
track record.
You're right. Exactly.
Yeah. Like, do you have a business in the community?
There it is.
Right.
Right. What can we pull up at? If it's an issue. Oh, for sure. We gotta go there. Come on, huh? What can we pull up at? What's your principal address? Yes. No games when we play when it comes down to that moonlight, dog.
Oh man, hey, boy, you cracked me up, bro.
Yes, sir, bro. Yes, indeed.
But yeah, man, like as I mentioned, biggest alumni in the game, man. We shouldn't be in this situation
at all, bro. At all. Very embarrassing overall.
Embarrassing, bro.
Yeah.
Coming off one of the best, picnics, West Fest, right?
For sure.
Leading into coming off state championship.
Right. Must be noted.
It's summertime, right? Mm-hmm. Football season is a month away.
Yeah, it is foolishness, bro. Yeah. You would think because there should be a display of unity across the board, regardless, across all programs. And I think when you have the wrong people in position of leadership, these things take place. Last point we'll note, what I'll note about it is, as we talked about, I just think Teddy's a different guy. He's just a different guy. Yeah. You know what I mean? To where you got to handle your business a little bit different. That's just kind of what it is. Do I think he has everything in order? No. You know what I mean? You can know football, but you can lack leadership. You follow what I'm saying?
Not saying he lacked leadership. Just want to put it out there. Yeah.
But saying there's aspects of coaching that is a learning process.
Yeah, you need certain people in places to handle.
Exactly.
The same way in the league, he had a PR person.
There you have it. Right.
The name too big.
Right, exactly.
It carried too much weight. Any post you make is amplified.
For sure. And it's a learning experience from all parties involved. It should be a learning experience. I'll say that as well.
So, transitioning to our time at the West, we had Kilroy and Coach Smith.
Right.
One of the best dynamics I've seen at the West in a long time.
I concur.
Right. We ain't never hit a spat if they had one.
Exactly.
And I'm sure they had it.
Oh, for sure. Oh, yeah.
We know a couple situations that we know they had it. Right?
Oh, yeah.
So now, like, in this situation, not seeing that the dynamic is on the same page between two people that's at the head of one of the biggest programs in Florida.
For sure.
Right?
For sure.
Does this person get voted out? Like how do you actually help an AD get into position? And then we'll talk about Kilroy and Patty, Coach Smith.
It's so much that we don't know. Yeah. I would think, in theory, if you're trying to either put a person in position or take a person out of position, there's some sort of petition that would need to take place. Let's just start there.
Got it.
I don't know to the extent of courts got to get involved or if there's an alumni board that makes these decisions. But I just think the biggest, if I was to give a reason, probably the driver of the frustration is just generational differences, bro, to be honest. And I can relate to that in my space. I'm pretty sure you can relate to that as well, to where if somebody's 20 a year, you're a senior, and they are aware of your success, whatever that is, or your intellect, there's pushback from old heads. Let's just call it what it is. Right, wrong, and different. Do as we said, are there mistakes on both parties? Yes, but I just think whenever those generational differences make a big difference, man. But I just to conclude, I think it has to be a combination of a petition process and then the alumni playing some sort of vote, if you will. So
you spoke on this before we started recording. A pipeline of ADs.
Right.
What's your thought on that? So I know you mentioned it should be always coming from somebody who is a part of alumni.
Exactly.
right?
Exactly.
With the best outcome or outlook of what they envision the program.
Right, exactly. And so when I think about it, I would say let's start from former ADs. The extent of their accessibility, if they're in a position where they're still communicating with the school, or we can still pull up and have those conversations. But the reality of it is the 1% is going to that league. So if you know you're not going to that league, get the curriculum to follow the AD's position. Even if you start out as a camera guy, whatever it is, move towards administration. Be Eric Spoelstra. This man was the camera guy and worked himself up the program. So we need more structure and a pipeline created in that space, whether it's coaching, whether it's administration. Everybody not going to the league.
Yeah.
So once you know that it's time for you to pivot, okay, when you get closer to that graduation date or that year, let's just say hypothetically your junior year, okay, let's start coming up with the curriculum, or let's get the AD or let's get the guidance counselor to spear your college career, or go get this associates or whatever the criteria is to pursue a career in being an athletic director.
Yeah.
And not just your class, but classes after that. Everybody's not going to be a NFL player. You and I want to be NFL players. Did we make it? No.
Right.
But does that make us, are we considered failures? Excuse my language. Hell no. But there's other options, or there's other experiences related to being in sports. Because think about it. If we can be involved in let's just say the Florida States of the world, Ohio States of the world, in Miami Dolphins, whatever, but we're in administrative roles, you're still around the game.
Yeah.
So guess what? When that kickoff happened, you're still excited because you're around the sport and you get paid to do it. Come on now. So I think, go ahead.
Speaking of that, everything I'm summing up from what I heard is exposure.
Right.
Because, we are looking to change our family outlook, right?
Right.
For finances. We are looking for, let's call it a spade, our viral moments in the world nowadays, right?
Indeed.
But I think within the curriculum at high school, colleges, or whatever, but let's stick on the high school point.
Right.
We don't have those follow your AD around to see what they do, right? So I think that's something maybe that can be tied in.
For sure.
Because you're right, bro. Like having an AD that's able to hand down somebody that they groom into that position.
Yes.
It's going to keep the program on the true North Star it should be on.
Indeed.
Right?
Indeed.
So all the finances that they went over about how they want to transition the gym, the weight room and all that, it's on the same path as the previous.
Indeed.
Right? Pat Riley ain't just giving the helms to anybody.
Right.
He gave it to Spoelstra.
Right.
Spoelstra is going to be in the same alignment with Riley, say, okay, and Mickey Arison.
Right.
Saying, hey, here's where I want the Miami Heat to continue going.
Quick example I'll give to where at my young age, I was able to see the handoff process.
Yeah.
NBA, David Stern. Handed it off. Who was the associate NBA commissioner? Adam Silver. He did the second round of the draft. And it just gradually, started gradually handing off responsibility. But Miami Northwestern is a Fortune 500 company. That's just what it is. The passion, the drive, the money, the experiences, the pro players, the intelligence, the talent. Come on. You gotta have administrators that are tied to have the best interest in this program. Dr. Gallen should be involved in this.
He can't. Conflict of interest, but
But my point is that type of brain and mind, you gotta keep him in-house. Now, granted, he had outside interest, but my point is that there was an ideal athletic director, it would be somebody ideally like Dr. Gallen. Forever involved in the school.
Does it have to be somebody who has a sports background?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
But they need to grow up in the program.
Yeah.
You have to grow up in the program. It has to be some sort of correlation where there's accountability for your actions. Because if it's just a job, you're not going to be emotionally invested.
No passion behind it.
Right. But if you grew up in this program and you love this school, like Coach Smith just say, boy, if they cut me, I'm going to bleed blue and gold. That's what we need to know. Yeah. And this current guy does not. How you beef with this kid? Teddy, come on, man. How? The guy won a state championship in our backyard.
I need to look up this guy's background because we calling him out, and he could have went to the Westfall. I don't know.
For sure.
I don't know, but yeah. Okay, so briefly, man, let's just talk about the beauty of having a great relationship with your AD. So Kira and Coach Smith.
Right.
They manned the program for how long?
I would say probably on about 10 years.
10 years.
Probably more.
Right. numerous state championship opportunities.
Yep.
Great alumni situation with kids coming back to keep grooming, right? So relationships, that's what matters. Right. So if they dynamic didn't work, because remember, Kiro used to be on the field, right? Smitty, get you.
Yeah, but you need
hand
that.
Hand locked in, right?
There you have it.
Right?
There you have it.
I can't say that I've seen the coach actually like transitioning with the AD. I haven't seen him on the field.
No.
I haven't seen him. I'm saying like so.
But that's part of the problem.
Right. So speak on Kieran and Smith real quick so we can go ahead and get
So similar to what you said from our dynamic, there is so many conversations that we're just not privy to. But what we did see with our own two eyes was the unity between the two. Whether it was disciplining a kid, whether it was the direction of the program, whether it was who the superstars are going to be, who was going to be the backups, how that program is going to continuously grow. Now, granted, there's some things that happened to where, it was out of their hands as far as, the next set of guys getting opportunities. But while they were together, as you said, the two of them oversaw multiple state championships, successes across numerous programs. And I would even throw in Watts. I played basketball. Kilroy was always involved.
Always.
I don't care if it's the jersey pass out portion of the game. The man was walking around in blue and gold.
Yeah.
You knew who the AD was.
You knew.
And we don't know this guy. Yeah. That's his problem.
Yeah.
Your PR skills need to enhance because you got alumni across, not even just in the state of Florida, across the continental U.S. that cares about this school. As we joked about it. It probably just was something that was just said in passing, but this is a Fortune 500 company, bro. Literally. Come on. There may be some comparisons in Texas or California, but in the state of Florida, Miami Northwestern is number one.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah.
It needs to be handled with diligence.
Right.
That's what it is.
Man, that was a great topic, bro.
Indeed, bro. Indeed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Man, so I don't know how to transition after that one. that felt like the show just.
Yes, sir. Passionate topic, bro.
That felt like that was that. But so let's transition and talk about the players.
Okay.
A lot of opportunities for them. NIL is a big thing, right? Sponsorships, just ways that kids can actually monetize their talent.
Right.
Because as you mentioned, everybody don't make it to the league.
You're not.
But you're putting in your time to get to a space of creating an opportunity for yourself.
Right.
With whatever avenue you're going to take on
Indeed.
after that. And I think finances is a big factor when it comes to you keeping your sanity.
Oh, yeah.
Taking care of your family.
Oh, yeah.
Making the right decisions.
Yes, sir.
When you got, different things that has a little bit of gumption or oomph to it behind you, like, I can't do that today, homie.
Yeah, you have.
You know what I'm saying? So NIL deals. I don't know too much about it when it comes to high school.
I think it's a new thing, to be quite honest. It's not really a ton of research that will be readily available for us to find information. To my understanding, Florida was one of the
few states.
One of the few states that jumped on board. But from what we do know about NIL, name, likeness, what it is, name, likeness, and
intellectual,
whatever. It's some sort of IP protection or just endorsement related. Let's just try to
name, image, likeness.
Name, image, likeness. Excuse us. Let's just speak to us not getting one of them checks, so we really can't relate, Rick. But regardless, as you said, let's just rewind to where we're teenagers, and you the starting quarterback, Miami Northwestern. Let me just give you a range, bro.
Yeah,
you getting a check $100,000 because you the starting quarterback, Miami Northwestern. That's comparable to Dak Prescott. Wow. Just Dak Prescott of the Cowboys, meaning you getting a check based off the program you associated with you.
Wow.
All starters get it, but the quarterback is always different. That's just what it is. Imagine that space, your development, your ways, your thinking. It's going to put you in a different space. Your accessibility. you probably gonna join a country club. And you 18.
Relationships transform.
Come on, man. It's just different to where I don't have no beef with the younger athletes. It's gonna take away a little bit of that dog because you touch a little bit of the bag.
Yeah.
Think about it. You probably had to wait till your parents got paid, or you probably had to wait till you get a windfall somewhere. You probably had to wait till if you play, those that participate in the dice game or playing or shooting basketball, whatever you did to get your cash when you were young. But windfalls was just not readily available if your parents just didn't have it. That's just what it was. Your teenage years was a reflection of your parents' position in life, as opposed to as an adult. A lot of what our finances are because of our own decisions. Right. So if somebody gave you $100,000, come on, bro. You know what you was able to do without the $100,000 as a starting quarterback. So I just think there's levels to it. As Meek Mill said, come on now, dive in. Just give us like a brief, I guess, hypothetical day in the life of a starting quarterback, Miami Northwestern, with $100,000 in his account,
right?
In 2006, in Miami Dade. Talk to me.
That's crazy.
Come on, man.
Now I'm gonna put a little spin on that because I think the dynamic now shifts
for sure
for NIL. Opportunities are not readily available to somebody.
Right.
If you think about me, I was a 1-year starter.
That's all it came. That's
all. No.
Oh, okay.
I get that. But so now. And I'm by all means, I always thought I was the best quarterback. It don't matter what year I was at the West. I felt like I was the best.
I respect it.
But now you talk about other people hand being in the pot.
Right.
It shifts.
Yes, sir.
Right. So now community, your family decisions, all that plays a factor with how you choose where you want to go. Right. Who's to say if that was a factor back then, I would have ended up at the West because of how deep I know, nepotism.
Oh, for sure.
Goes.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So nowadays with NIL, right, it still plays a factor where talent has to be the main focus.
Right. Main thing, the main thing. Yeah.
Not just, oh, his dad a favor, I'm gonna go ahead and start him.
Ain't gonna work.
I witnessed that in college.
Wow.
Yeah.
I remember you talking about that.
I was in a coach. This when I was a student coach.
Jesus. You saw it.
Heard it.
He doing a favor for another
favor for a favor, bro. I was just like, and that was the moment where I was like, I don't know if I want to be a coach. But hindsight, I should have kept being a coach to prevent things like that from happening.
Exactly.
Stepping into manhood a little bit different.
For sure.
Right. But NIL, I think it's a great benefactor for a lot of people.
Indeed.
Transitioning into anything from there is like, now how do we make sure we keep everybody with the right financial stability, financial acumen?
Right.
Or what's the better term? We say it all the time, financial literacy.
Oh, for sure.
Right. That now has to be a curriculum in the high school.
For sure. Yeah, it should be a part of. It should be the add-on of NIL being injected.
It should. For sure. So it's a new day and age. Everybody is making money based off their likeness, whether that's social media, right? Because many of you 18, you can start making money, and there's a lot of high school students that are 18.
Gotcha.
Right. So with the NIL being like a huge benefactor for students, I don't think it harms the game, but it does transition the game into a different sense where you're going to need the right amount of people around you.
Indeed. You're going to need a team. Yeah.
Team, but I'm talking about even decision makers.
For sure.
But also ways to keep coaches in check, which now the AD plays a factor.
Indeed.
Right. This player ain't finna just be starting because you know his dad when I got this second string out here completing every pass in practice.
Gotcha.
Right? Leading the scout team, dogging your first teamers. Right? It has to be a difference. So it's 50-50. It can harm the game, but it can also elevate the game.
And I'll add this in too. Whenever you implement money, there needs to be some overseer of that.
All the time.
So for me, similar to college, I think that a general manager should be involved. They need to implement a general manager on high school level. You have to, because now somebody has to oversee this cash flow. Whether it's cap, you managing the cap. Let's just say, for example, a school like Miami Northwestern we're going to give them an influx of, let's just say 500,000. And amongst that 500,000 gets divvied between
different
programs,
sports.
right? Different sports, different players, coaches, etc. There needs to be checks and balances whenever money is involved. Last point I'll make, as I was listening to Malice of Clips speak on just money. Money's not a bad thing. No. It's not even, it's indicated in the Bible. The love of money is a bad thing because that's when people will put aside their morals, principles for that cash, which why we need an overseer. As I said, we need to know where to pull up at 100%. When you get missing. That's just what it is, bro. You have, especially, and I got to speak on it. If it's in the inner city, come on, man, we need checks and balances. You have to, because people are going to play games. Yeah. Yes.
That money get lost.
Oh, quick. Quick. Man, and they on vacation.
Yeah. So, I'm in 100% agreement where it should be a cap. I honestly, I don't think any high school player should be getting paid over 20 grand.
Gotcha.
That's my cap.
Understood.
So that's why when you said 100,000 back in 06, I'm like, oh,
cash.
Yeah.
But it's just, but I think from what I'm hearing, you just saying, we're going to look out for you. We're going to give you something for your talent. But we want this to be a manageable number.
It's as you mentioned, it's levels.
Right.
Right. So you saying I'm finna give you $100K in high school when some of the second stringers in D1 might only be getting $100K.
Right.
You see what I mean? Right. Like,
so it shouldn't be the same.
So you can handle this money.
Right.
And I ain't saying like, limit them, but it should be a limit on the money.
Oh, for sure.
At the end of the day. And then at the same time, but that's money coming from the school. Like
gotcha.
Inside the school.
Right.
Outside endorsements.
Okay.
That's on you.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Gatorade want to go ahead and sign you, by all means. Or Trader Joe's want to sponsor you,
right?
By all means.
Indeed.
But like you getting that check through the school through whatever means, it should be limited.
For sure.
Yeah.
I agree.
Because if you think about it, you making $100K, your teachers
ain't making that.
Coaches
ain't making that.
Ain't making that.
They go to envy and jealousy right there. They go to imbalance right there. Yes, sir. Yeah. Now you ain't doing your homework. Now you come to class late because you say I'm making more money than y'all. You know the arrogance gonna come with it. Come on now. We know.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Man, what else you got for us, bro?
Oh man, did we touched on all of them, man?
Yeah, man. I mean, I think the most passionate part was, that AD section, man. But yeah, NIL deals, administrators.
Gotcha.
Suspension. Was it fair or foul? I mean, we can touch on that a little more, but.
Yeah, but we kind of spoke on it. We kind of spoke on it, man. Yeah. But if anything, just a recap on the week, man. I just think, as we talked about, and to be surface level with far as the political landscape right now, the biggest thing right now is just the immigration factor. And alligator, what is this, Alcatraz? So it's crazy, man. In my opinion, I just think now is the time to hone in on family.
Yeah.
You just have to, because there's so much unknown that's happening. And whether we agree with it or not, government plays a big part in your everyday living. That's just the reality of it. So, so because of that, there needs to be more emphasis on family, and everybody has their dynamics, whether they're the second oldest or, the oldest of the family. But I just think with our knowledge and our experience as far as navigating corporate America, there needs to be an emphasis on stick with your family, love on your family. We got to be one. We got to be unified, because there's so many things that are outside of our hands, outside of our control. There's a lot of spiritual warfare out there right now. Things happening.
Yeah, I spoke on that last week.
Yes, sir. Yes, indeed. So those are my thoughts, man. Just emphasizing family, especially, to not to be short or long-winded, but with my family and dynamics, I just think you got to do some forgiving. People have said things and done things that go against family, but because of the times that we're in, we're more stronger together. The more numbers, the better. Whether that's initial family, extended family. That's where the growth in spiritual comes as well, as far as praying for ones, those outside of just your household. But that's the space that I'm in, man.
Nah, I'm in agreement. Actually, I was listening to another podcast the other day where they was referencing how, everybody who's getting captured by ICE, they saying, the black people not doing enough.
What?
We need the black people. Right. So now, if you think about it, black people has always been at the mercy of the government for a long time.
Indeed.
In all aspects, right? But I think this is the space where, yes, family plays a huge factor. But the point I'm trying to make is in certain moments when these type of situations happen, yeah, there needs to be some type of people stepping up to be the voice.
Gotcha.
But then when it's us, black folks, going through these situations, you can't go quiet.
No. Right.
You can't be like, oh, that's not my
problem. There you have it.
And that's where the separation starts.
Exactly.
Right. So
I agree.
It'd be like, oh nah.
You got nothing to do with me. There you have it.
Right. Turn the cheek. So
yeah,
I'm definitely in the same space. Getting my household. They actually rapped about it on. Most of my albums always be about family. Right?
Gotcha. Okay.
So making sure you take care of the home first. If you ain't gonna take care of home, Smo Joe on the corner can't take care of you. Right. He got his thing to take care of.
There you have it.
So
there you have it.
Take care of family first, bro.
Indeed, bro.
Family first.
Indeed.
Extended family, friendship, what I'm saying? All
yes, sir.
That matters.
Yes, sir.
Community, man. And I talk about this on the daily. The conversations that you have with people is what's going to come to light most times. So if you don't have a community of people to have conversations in the direction that you want to go in, whether that's stock trading, spirituality,
yes, sir.
Education, you got to have these conversations that you're speaking on a daily.
Right.
Because if you're only speaking through it with yourself,
right,
it's just your thoughts. Nobody to help mold your perspective. Right.
Right.
So,
for sure.
100% in alignment, man.
Yeah,
100%.
indeed. Solid, bro.
But other than that, man, it's summertime.
Yes, sir.
You know what I want to talk about? NFL.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, big season coming up for a lot of teams.
Yes, sir.
I told you what I'm trying to do this season. I'm trying to compound the bets.
Right. Okay.
That's where I am. That's where I'm with it. So,
yes, indeed.
Leading into it, I think what we can have a section of this podcast 15, 20 minutes talking about the sport, especially football.
For sure.
I mean, that's our best.
That's our, yeah,
right?
for sure.
So I think going through this dynamic, it'll help me get that perspective of how teams are transitioning certain players. But it's a fun thing to talk about.
Oh, for
right?
sure.
So,
oh yeah. Sports is always fun.
It's always fun, man. But it's a lot of trades that I guess happened recently. Right? I don't know all of them, but I think that's an extra dynamic we add to the
for sure, definitely, man. I'm with it. I'm with it. I think what we got college coming up, and then what's the I guess the Hall of Fame game in September first week of September, I believe. Yeah, around the corner, bro.
You a PlayStation guy? Xbox?
Nah,
none of it.
Yeah, I'm
so you ain't getting NCAA?
Nah, I heard it. I've seen all the posts, but I'm just not. I don't know, bro. I'm hopeful that childlike enjoyment returns at some point, but not present.
So you ain't played systems in college either?
A little bit.
A little bit.
At a roommate spot.
Okay.
Who will share remain nameless.
Yeah. Nah, man. Yeah. You got to get back into that, man. I think that's just a part of being able to relieve stress.
Gotcha. Indeed.
Because you can't just be on the phone all day.
Or in the gym.
Yeah, just something different, man. Honestly, though, I ain't cut on my PlayStation since last year, October.
Gotcha.
It's been a long time.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so, but I am getting back into it. I think I'm going to buy NCAA, man.
Got you back in the swing good.
Yeah,
my nephew's pretty involved, and by him being young, he'll coach me up and keep me in the swing good. But, like I said, that side of my personality does need to return.
Yeah.
And I'll add this in as well. I think, similar to what we're saying as far as spiritual alignment and stocks and things like that, I think for me is the venturing off part, far as whether that's traveling solo, whether that's finding a new venue to build relationships, whether that's a local cigar bar, whether that's a country club, whether that's golfing, just different activities to where you're going to stand out. You can't hide your personality. People going to see,
Yeah.
And I just add a quick story. Ran into a guy in the gym. I just knew this guy might have been in his late 50s or 60 at the oldest. That man was 73 years old from Jamaica. And I said, man, I'm talking about no wrinkles, nothing. Works out twice a day in some cases. I said, what's the remedy?
Yeah.
Well, how did you get to this point? He said, 1, no stress. I don't allow the wife to create no stress in the house. Or we gonna sit down and have a discussion. No processed food, none. All wild caught fish, fruit,
no rice,
vegetables, no. Didn't mention at all. No.
And you know what, though? I watch a lot of TikToks.
Gotcha.
It's this older gentleman on there. I think he's under the Dr. Sebi tree. But he mentioned, he said he haven't had any starch-related foods for 30 years.
Jesus.
Got down and did 50 push-ups. 82. I'm going to send you the video.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what I did, one, I got his number. And what he mentioned, he said, I knew you was going to come say something to me at some point. Because there was another guy over there that for me in the gym, I'm more of the head nod guy, fist bump guy, and I keep it moving. Yeah. Every now and then, I don't really have much sidebars, but some guys I will have a conversation with. And just so happened, these two guys, one of the guys, the OG, I would usually just give the fist bump to and keep it moving. But I saw these guys talking, and some said, just approach him. And this was part of the conversation. Before I left, got his number, and I said, OG, I just need little nuggets every couple of months. And he said, what we need to do more as men is talk more. Exactly. Because I got game that you ain't gonna get this from no book. He's 73. Double my age, more than double my age. Yeah. No wrinkles in his skin, telling me the type of foods, telling me stress management strategies, talking about how often he works out and how he goes about his business. Come on, man. That's the cheat code right there. That's the cheat code. Yeah. So to conclude, that's what I need. That's where the growth for me has to happen. Mentors, you know, in the physical, you know, not necessarily a book or somebody that you've been knowing for years. No, somebody that you can
one-on-one conversation.
There you have,
bro.
There
like,
you have.
You can see different emotions between people, mannerisms,
right?
And it tells you a lot about, you know, you can kind of see through their journey as they talking. So
indeed,
yeah, damn,
solid,
man.
bro, solid. Indeed.
But other than that, man,
13 in the books.
13 is in the books, man. I'm on here scrolling on Facebook, and my God.
Yes, indeed.
13 in the books, man.
Solid, bro.
Solid. I'm ready. We're gonna have this live to y'all a couple days, but I appreciate everything, man.
Indeed.
Like I said, the Instagram page is live, Blackboard_podcast.
Indeed.
The YouTube, it's under my page, but I'm gonna actually transition it to also the Blackboard podcast. Indeed. A couple things I got to work out with the name on there because it is another kind of profile on there.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate the support, baby.
We appreciate it, man. Other than that, we out.
We out.